The United States in Congress assembled shall also have the sole and exclusive right and power of regulating the alloy and value of the coin struck by their own authority or by that of the respective state, affixing the standard of weight and measurement throughout the United States, regulating the trade and management of all affairs with the Indians, not members of any of the states, provide that the legislative right of any state within its own limits be not infringed or violated, establishing or regulating post offices from one state to another there throughout all the United States, exacting such postage on the paper passing through the same as may be requisite to defray the expense of the said office, appointing all officers of the land force in the service of the United States, excepting regimental officers, appointing all officers of the naval forces and commission all officers whatever in the service of the United States, making rules for the government and regulations of the said land and naval forces and direct their operation. The United States in Congress assembled shall have the authority to appoint a committee to sit in the recess of Congress to denominate a committee of the states and to consist of one delegate from each state and to appoint such other committees and civil officer and to appoint such other committees and civil officers as may be necessary for managing the general affairs of the United States under their direction, to appoint one of their number to preside, provided that no person be allowed to serve in the office of the president more than 1 year in any term of 3 years, to ascertain the necessary sum of money to be raised from service of the United States and to appropriate and apply the same for defraying the public expense, to borrow money, to emit bills on the credit of the United States, transmitting therefore by year expenses to borrow money, emit bills on credit of the United States, transmit every half year to respective states an account of the sums of money so borrowed or emitted to build and equip a navy, to agree upon number of land forces and to make requisition from each state of their quota in proportion to the number of white inhabitants in such state, which requisition shall be binding, and thereupon the legislator of each state shall appoint the regimental officers, raise the man and clothe, arm and equip them in a soldier-like manner at the expense of the United States, and the officers and men are so clothed, armed with and equipped, shall march to the place appointed and within the time agreed on by the United States in Congress assembled. In the United States in Congress assembled shall, on consideration of circumstances, judge proper that any state should not raise men or nor should raise a smaller number than its quota, and that any other state should raise the greater number, of men than the quota thereof. Such extra number shall be raised, officered, clothed, armed, and equipped in the same manner as the quota of such state, unless the legislator of such state shall judge that such extra number cannot be safely spread out of the same, in which case they shall raise officer, clothed, armed, and equipment as many of such extra number as the judge can be safely spared, and the officers and land, and the officers and men so clothed, armed, and equipped, so shall march to a place appointed on or appointed within the time agreed to the United States. The United States in Congress assembled shall never engage in a war, nor grant letters of marque and reprise in time of peace, nor enter into any treaties or alliance, nor coin money, nor regulate the value thereof, nor ascertain the sum of expenses necessary for the defense and welfare of the United States, any of them, nor emit bills, nor borrow money on the credit of the United States, nor appropriate money, nor agree upon the number of vessels of war to be built or purchased, or the number of land or sea forces to be raised, nor appoint a commander-in-chief of army or navy, unless nine assent to the same, and nor shall question on any other point except adjourning from day to day by determined, unless by votes of a majority of the United States in Congress assembled. The Congress of the United States shall have power to adjourn to any time within the year and to any place within the United States, so that no period of adjournment be for a longer duration than the space of 6 months, and shall publish the journal of their proceedings monthly, except such parts thereof relating or to treaties, alliances, or military operations as in the judgment required secrecy, and the yeas and nays of the delegates of each state on any question shall be entered on the journal when it is desired by any delegate, and the delegates of a state or any of them at his or their request shall be furnished the transcript of the said journal, except such parts as are before expected to lay before legislative of several states. Article 10, the committee of the states, or any 9 of them, shall be authorized to execute in the recess of Congress such of the powers of Congress as the United States in Congress assembled by consent of 9 states shall from time to time expedient to vest with provided that no power be delegated to the said committee for the exercise of which by the Articles of the Confederation, the voice of 9 states in the Congress of the United States Assembly requisite. Article 11, Canada ceding to this Confederation and joining in the measures of the United States shall be admitted into and entitled to all advantages of this union, but no other colony shall be admitted into the same unless such admission be agreed to by 9 states. Article 12, a admitted moneys borrowed and debts contracted by or under the authority of Congress before the Assembly of the United States in pursuit of the present Confederation shall be deemed and considered as a charge against the United States for payment and satisfaction whereof the said United States and the public faith are hereby solemnly pledged. Article 13. Every state shall abide by the determination of the United States and Congress assembled on all questions which by this Confederation are submitted to them, and articles of this Confederation shall be inviolable observed by every state, and the Union shall be perpetual, nor shall any alteration of any time hereafter be made in any of them, unless such alterations be agreed upon in Congress of the United States and be confirmed by legislator of each state. And whereas it has pleased the great governor of the world to incline the hearts of the legislator we respectively represent in Congress to approve of and to authorize use to ratify the said articles of Confederation and Perpetual Union, known ye that we, the undersigned delegates, by virtue of the power and authority to us given for that purpose, do by the President in the name and in behalf of our respective constituents, fully and entirely ratify and confirm each and every of the said articles of Confederation and Perpetual Union, and singular the matter and thing therein contained, and we do further solemnly plight and engage the faith of our constituents that they shall abide by determination as the United States in Congress assembled on all questions which by the said Confederation or submit to them, and that the articles thereafter and that the articles thereof shall be inviolable observed by the states we respectively represent, and that the Union shall be perpetual. In witness thereof, we have hereunto set our hands in Congress, done at Philadelphia in the state of Pennsylvania, the 9th day of July, in the year of our Lord, 1778, and in the 3rd year of our independence, on the part of and behalf of the state of New Hampshire, Josiah Farley, John Whitworth, Jordan, Juno, August 8th, 1778. On the part of behalf of the state of Rhode Island and Providence Plantation, William Ellery, Henry Merchant, John Collins. On the part and behalf of the state of New York, Joss Dwayne Fra, W.M. Durr, Gouvre Morris, Gouvr. On the part and behalf of Pennsylvania, Robert Morris, Daniel Roberts Dewey, Robert Dewey, John Bayard Smith. On part and behalf of the state of Pennsylvania, Robert Morris, Daniel Robert Dewey, John Bayard Smith, William Flynn, Joseph Reed, 22D, July 1778. I guess that's 22 days. On behalf of the state of Maryland, John Hanson, March 1781, Daniel Carroll Dew. In behalf of the state of North Carolina, John Penn, July 21st, 1778, Corns Harnett, Ino Williams. In behalf of state of Georgia, Ino Walton, 24th July, 1778, Edward Telfair, and Edward and it's EDWD, no AR, just EDWD, both. That's his first. In behalf of the state of Massachusetts Bay, John Hancock, Samuel Adams, Eldridge Gary, Francis Dana, James Lovell, Samuel Holton. And in behalf of the state of Connecticut, Roger Sherman, Samuel Huntington, Oliver Wolcott, Titus Hosmer, Andrew Adams. In behalf of the state of New Jersey, on November 26, 1778, Ino Witherspoon, Nathaniel Scrubber. In behalf of the state of Delaware, McKean, February 22nd, 1779, John Dickinson, May 5th, 1779, Nicholas Van Dyke. In behalf of the state of Virginia, Richard Henry Lee, John Bannister, Thomas Adams, Ino Harvey, Francis Lightfoot Lee. On the behalf of the state of Carolina, Henry Lawrence, William Henry Drayton, Ino Matthews, Richard Hudson, Theos Hayward. These are this is direct from the U.S. History website. So the way that they're spelt on there is the way they're put into here. So there's that. But yeah, I use U.S. History to get the information, so you can research that there. Also, that's a confusing mess. That's what that really. But the reason they stopped using it is supposedly gave more power to the state, and federal government really didn't have any power. So there is. But you can see by the signature dates on there how long it took to get this around. And that was the orders of the Confederacy. Now the thing is, how many people realize when the Constitution takes? And again, this is not for the Civil War Confederates. Articles of Confederacy for the United States before the Constitution. This was the original first Constitution. Thank you for your time. Like, share, follow. Please remember, you are loved no matter what you do. And I still need 2 more subscribers on Substack. Thank you.